welcome to my channel. I'm Jess from Handmade by Jess. In this video, we're going to etch on this glass canister that I got at the Dollar Tree. First thing I'm going to do is take some rubbing alcohol and clean the outside of the jar. You want to do this so that your stencil sticks really well to it. You don't have any issues. I cut out a couple stencils on my Cricut. There's the first one. And there's the second one. I will be putting one on one side of the jar, the other on the other side of the jar. There's the etch cream that I use. I have not branched out and tried other brands of etch cream. I've always used this kind. I've always got consistent results. I've never had any issues. It's always done well for me. Now I'm putting my stencil onto my transfer tape. There it is. It says brown sugar. And the other stencil here says Farmhouse Kitchen. And it has a cow, pig, and chicken on top of that. First thing we're going to do is put the brown sugar stencil on the one side of the jar here. Now you want to make sure you're even. As you can see, I have two different types of stencils here. I have kind of a reverse stencil, which is what I'm doing here with the wording that says brown sugar. Anything that you can see where the glass is where the etch will be. And the other stencil with the farm animals will be a regular etching stencil. Anywhere that you see the animals or the wording, that will be the etched part. Now I'm just sticking down my stencil and I'm pulling back that transfer tape, making sure that everything is sticking to the glass. It's not pulling back up. You want to take your time and do this because while if you have a letter that pops off, you can replace it. You want to keep everything nice and even and straight. There we are. Now we're going to do the other side. Same process. Stick it on there, peel that transfer tape back, and your stencil will be ready to go with the etch cream. It's not too bad. You can even use any other adhesive stencils that you find at other stores for this. Here's the etch cream. I keep my excess that I've already used in this small little container because you can reuse it over and over and over again. And all you want to do is take a popsicle stick and evenly coat it the best you can across the whole part of the stencil. I like to put a nice thick healthy coat on there to ensure that it gets nice and has that nice frosted look to it. So you just want to rub it in there, make sure you get every single inch on that stencil. You do not want to go outside of your vinyl there to touch the outside glass. Anywhere that paste, I guess you could call it, anywhere that paste touches on any glass, it will etch it. So we're just doing the other side, rubbing that cream on there nice and even. And then I had an issue. I completely forgot that I did the other side of the stencil. And I pushed it down onto the table. So now I'm just fixing the first side that I did, reapplying it, re-smoothing it out. It's fine. Clean up my mess. No big deal. Just keep moving on. Those little mishaps happen often in the crafting world. You never really know. Now, while we let that sit aside, it takes 15 to 20 minutes for that cream to sit on there and etch. We're going to take some rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to rub them on the lid there. I think that's really pretty. This is a greenery wreath, and I got the Highland cow I'm going to stick there in the middle. It just goes right along with the theme of the jar. And with these rub-on transfers, I love these rub-on transfers. They are so awesome. I really wish the Dollar Tree would come out with more of these types of transfers. Literally, you cut it out, you lay it down, you rub it, and you scratch it. You could use a popsicle stick, you could use your scraper tool from your Cricut, and you slightly pull as you are rubbing it. And if part of the image stays on the paper, you can just put it back down, rub it a little more, and pull the paper back up until it sticks. Then you want to take your plastic paper, and varnish your image. This helps it from peeling back up, especially if you're doing a double layer like I'm doing here. You'll see when I put that cow on there, I don't have any issues with the greenery wreath from the background coming up at all, because I varnished it with my clear paper that was on the backing of the rub-on transfer. This one was a little bit of a challenge just because of how small it was, but it worked out perfect. I really love that. I think it looks so nice. There it is. And we're just gonna coat it, since it is going into the cupboard. We're gonna coat it with some matte Mod Podge. I got my little Mod Podge brush there. I love that thing. I love coating things. It is so awesome. You do not see brush strokes when you use this little brush. I think I got it at Joann Fabrics for like $5 a couple years ago. I've been using it for years, and it has done me well. Just putting a very light coat of Mod Podge on there, enough to coat it. I only want it on the top just to seal our image in there. Gonna wipe the edges, let that sit to dry, and then we're good to go. And the next step with the etching, after we've let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, we're gonna take a clean popsicle stick and we're gonna scrape off the excess etching cream. I'm going to just put it right back in my little container there. Make sure you scrape it, and make sure whenever you're doing this that you don't scrape it off of the stencil and onto the glass around the stencil area, because it will etch it. Final step, and please do not do what I'm doing here. Please put a plastic glove on. I had already started before I realized, oh my goodness, I forgot to put a glove on. You are supposed to wear gloves whenever you're doing this part especially. Take it in there, run it under some warm to hot water, rub all the excess cream off, and start peeling your stencil off of there. You'll see the more water that you run over your stencil, the less you need your Cricut tool to kind of pull that off there. It'll just rub off on its own. And that's basically it. The project is basically finished. Just dry it off. I'm washing my hands. Just dry it off, and here's how it turned out. I think it is so pretty. I think it turned out very, very nice. I have seen on YouTube other YouTubers actually take some rub and buff and put it on where it's etched and color the etching. I would really like to try that someday. I've used paint markers and that's worked. I just wanted a plain old etch for my brown sugar jar. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with the brown sugar, and then we will take a look at the finished product. I think it turned out really nice. It'll be a nice addition to my cabinet there. Nice for baking in the holidays. As always, thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell for notifications for future videos that I post. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.